Boy, I have missed Phillies baseball. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Hot Stove videocast, and today we're going to be having a Phillies Hot Stove check-in here. If you've been covering my last 10 to 12 videos, I have been talking about the MLB playoffs. It's been crazy. I've had to make a lot of videos talking about that. Haven't had time to really make a video talking about the Phillies, right? The Phillies. I make a lot of videos about the playoffs, not much about the Phillies. Now, guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So, it's been a while. I haven't talked about the Phillies, since the season review. I mean, what is that then? 2 weeks? So it's been a little while here. I missed this. So let's talk a little bit about what's been going on. So Rhys Hoskins last week had Tommy John surgery on his non-throwing arm. You saw he had that elbow injury. He was out for a while, and he's going to be out 4 to 6 months. He's going to miss the beginning of spring training. There's no question about that. I'm glad that that's behind him now, and he's on on the road to recovery, and that's good to know. He's going to hopefully be ready by opening day. He should be. I expect him to be. So I'm glad to know that that's finally done. Now the Phillies GM search, it's still up in the air. We don't really know. I mean, Ned Rice is still the interim GM. We haven't heard much from the Phillies front office about that. I saw a report this morning that the Phillies owner John Middleton, managing partner John Middleton, is putting pressure on Andy McPhail to step down as president. That was just a report. I wouldn't be surprised if that were true because I really just don't know how effective Andy McPhail is, and during his time with the Baltimore Orioles, I just don't really think, as a president, I don't really think he's that effective. And he hasn't really done much, and I've not been impressed by him at all. We've been hearing a lot about the JT Realmuto free agency, which is just starting to really just drive me crazy. One thing I hate is when a star player, if you're a fan of a team, a star player is about to become a free agent. I hate all the buzz. I hate all the talk. I hate the Twitter about what people are saying. I hate all of it. I hate all the rumors. Stuff just drives me crazy because most of it is smoke screening. Both sides, putting out fake stuff to just try to throw off each other. It's a big game. You see that with Scott Boras. You saw it when Bryce Harper, when he was a free agent, and you even saw it with Machado. I know Machado's not a Scott Boras client. He's a Dan Lozano client. You even saw it then when they were putting out reports saying he was meeting with the San Diego Padres and all this other stuff. The Dodgers were the favorite, and this is what reminds me with the JT Realmuto free agency a little bit too. He's not even an official free agent yet. I mean, he's going to be a free agent the 1st of November or something like that. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Realmuto. I do not think he will be staying in a Phillies uniform. I think he will be walking, and I think he will sign with the New York Mets. You saw that report this week saying that he wants $200 million, which is just absolutely absurd. How in the world do you pay a catcher, especially a 30-year-old catcher, $200 million? And it's not worth it, in my opinion. It's not worth it. If he wants $200 million, I would have 3 words to say to JT Realmuto. See you later. I'm not paying you $200 million. If you're going to play, I mean, he's a catcher, so he'll only give you 140, 130. I mean, he's not going to give you 150. So I just don't think it's worth it, in my opinion, to pay a guy $200 million as a catcher. I mean, how many years is that going to be? That's not worth it. I mean, he's probably worth about 140, 150 best. At best, he's probably worth that. No way is he worth anywhere close to $200 million. No way. And I just don't. If he wants that, then oh well. See you later. I do not want to pay a catcher that kind of money. I do not. Especially when we have other improvements that need to be made on this team. The bullpen, the starting rotation. I mean, if we let JT walk, which will probably happen, we need to improve the bullpen, and if we get him back or not, improvements need to be made, and there's no excuses. There's no ifs or buts. There needs to be changes on this pitching staff. There's no, whether JT's here, if he's our starting catcher next year or not, changes need to be made in this pitching staff. There's no question about that. None. Now, if we let JT walk, as I said, will probably happen, in my opinion, I would love us to just totally blow up the bullpen, go out and stack up on it, and get a lot of good guys in there. Liam Hendricks is a guy who's going to be a free agent this offseason. There's been a lot. Hopefully we could re-sign Jose Alvarez. That is one guy I'd like to keep, and Blake Parker as well. If you could get maybe David Robertson on a cheap one-year deal, because he's had a good career. He's been healthy most of his career, and this guy has had a very good career. Now, if that's the only moves you're going to make, then that's unacceptable. As I said, you need to have a really, really good offseason with this pitching staff. Go out and get another starter. I don't know who that's going to be. I've heard Trevor Bauer. I think that might be a bit of a long shot, if you want my opinion. If we lose JT, then I definitely would say that's a legitimate chance of that happening. Which, as I keep saying, I do think we will lose JT Realmuto. So this is going to be a very, very interesting offseason. I'm tired of hearing about all the buzz, as I keep saying. I am so sick and tired of hearing about it. It is a little bit concerning, right? I mean, it's a kind of a feeling of uncertainty, because there's a lot of uncertainty going on with the Phillies right now. The JT Realmuto free agency or GM situation, even a front office situation, it's all a mess. It's all a big mess. I don't know who to believe. I've heard rumors that they're just going to keep Ned Rice, who is the current interim GM, as the interim GM for one season. They're going to wait out Theo Epstein of the Chicago Cubs. And here's my take on this. I do not like that idea. Theo Epstein gets paid $10 million a year at the Chicago Cubs, according to a report. And I just don't like that. I do not want to pay a general manager $10 million a year. That is just absolutely absurd. A general manager $10 million a year? No way. No way. You got to get someone else in there. I mean, I do not like this idea. I like Theo Epstein. I think he's done a good job with the Boston Red Sox and Chicago Cubs. But I just do not like that idea of waiting him out. Especially when you're going to have to pay him a boatload of money for a general manager. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So you have to get someone else in there, a permanent guy, not an intern for 1 year. I do not like that idea. Here's my take on the JT Realmuto. Do I want JT Realmuto back next season? Yes. The answer is yes. But there has to be a cap here. You say, okay, I want him back, but if it goes over this amount of money, I do not want him back. No, and if this report is true, where he will not sign here unless it's $200 million, then I do not want him back in a Phillies uniform next year. But I don't really know if that's true or not, because that is absurd. We have to upgrade our team. If he wants us to go out and upgrade the pitching staff, how in the world could he think we could do that if we're going to pay him $200 million? I mean, that is just flat out ridiculous. And once again, it's a report. You can't believe everything you hear. But I mean, 140, 150, maybe even pushing it for JT Realmuto. I mean, let's just be honest. That's probably at most what he's going to get, 140, 150. I mean, he's not going to get $200 million. No catcher deserves, especially a 30-year-old catcher. I know JT Realmuto is the BCIB, which he is. He's the best catcher in the game. But no way is a catcher, especially a 30-year-old catcher, no way is he even worth even close to $200 million. No way. Absolutely no way. And I tell you what, if we let JT walk, and if we go out and stack the bullpen, get another starting pitcher, or even maybe two starting pitchers, and we're going in next year, if we maybe go out and sign James McCann, who had a good year this year behind the plate with the Chicago White Sox, if we go out and sign him, and or even if we have Rafael Marquez, because Rafael Marquez, I like him a lot. He's a young guy, and even if you platoon him with Andrew Knapp or someone like that, or maybe if you go out and sign maybe a Kurt Suzuki and platoon him with Andrew Knapp, like that wouldn't be a bad idea. But if you're gonna let JT walk and not make any upgrades with this team, then that is just a flat out embarrassment. I do not think that will happen. But either way, if you keep JT or not, you have to make these big improvements for the pitching staff, because it's not good enough at all. We all know that. And I addressed this issue on the Purple Sports Entertainment last week. I was asked, they said, hey, do you think the Phillies are going to be good next year? And I said, it all comes down to the bullpen and the pitchers. Are they going to be able to stack up in that bullpen? And I just feel like the bullpen was so bad, right? It's the third worst in the game's history. I just feel like it was so bad that, I just don't know if they could fix it all in one off season, because that's how bad it was. So improvements have to be made here. I mean, I cannot tell you how bad this bullpen was. As I said, the third worst in the game's history. That should tell you everything you need to know. I do not think I need to say any more about that. So hopefully Rhys Hoskins, he could have a nice recovery this offseason, now 4 to 6 months. Haven't heard much from Bryce Harper. He's back out in Vegas again. He was going on a bike ride with his kid. That's pretty cool. They're expecting a child. Bryce and Kayla, they're expecting a child in December. And Bryce's birthday is on Friday. So happy early birthday to Bryce Harper. I don't know if I'm making a video before then. If I don't, I probably won't. If I don't, then happy early birthday to Bryce Harper, 28 years old. Wow, man. I mean, this is amazing. Think about it. It feels like he's been playing for so long. He's only 28 years old. It's just hard to believe. And that's what gives me a lot of hope about Bryce Harper, is his age. He's only 28 years old. It's amazing, really. It's really just amazing. So we're not in a hopeless situation. Things are a mess right now with the Phillies. I mean, the front office is a joke. What's going on with this front office? You don't know what's going on with the president, Andy McPhail. What's going on with this GM situation? considering keeping Ned Rice as an intern for 1 year, that would be a disaster. I'm so disappointed in John Middleton. I talked about in my post last week how disappointed I am in John Middleton, and that is true. I am very, very disappointed in what he's done, especially with his press conference about JT Realmuto. And anybody wants to sit here and knock Matt Klentak. Matt Klentak, signed JT. He didn't sign JT. John Middleton has made it clear that he is the one calling the shots with JT, not the general manager, who was Matt Klentak at the time. Now Ned Rice. It's not the general manager's call on this. I do not think. This is just what I gather from what I hear and what I've seen. I just do not think that it's the general manager's call here. I think John Middleton has basically come out and he didn't directly say it. He's just kind of alluded to the fact that it's his call, not the general manager. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. As I said, the JT Realmuto free agency, that is a mess. I'm so tired of hearing about that as well. I'm interested. It's going to be interesting to see it all play out, man. As I said, I think he will go to the New York Mets, but I'd be fine if he did leave. If we went out and upgraded the pitching staff and got the money we were going to pay him and went out and spent it on the pitching staff, I could be completely okay with it. And now would it be disappointing to see JT leave? Yes. Especially what we gave up for him. It'd be very, very disappointing. But if we can upgrade from this, I wouldn't be upset. I would not be upset. It always is disappointing when you lose a star player, but it isn't the end of the world. Look what the Washington Nationals did when they lost Bryce Harper. They won the World Series. So that gives me a lot of hope when I see that kind of stuff happen. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Please check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies House on Instagram or Fanatics Instagram. Guys, call or text 267-225-5392. Email me, phillieshouse@gmail.com. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I am Luke, and I will talk to y'all later. Let's go, Phillies. This is a mess right now with the Phillies. I'm so glad I was able to make a video talking about it. I'll talk to y'all later. I'll see you guys.